It was just another chilly evening in downtown Chicago. The city lights flickered off the wet pavement, and the aroma of roasted coffee and street food lingered in the air. Businessman John Kennedy, known for his sharp suits and quicker temper, had just finished a long meeting and decided to grab dinner at his favorite restaurant before heading home. He didn't know it yet, but that night, his life and the lives of several others were about to change forever. As he stepped out of the restaurant, briefcase in hand, a soft voice stopped him. "Sir, a broken bar, excuse me." He turned to see a frail woman, perhaps in her late 50s, clutching a worn-out coat around her thin body. Her eyes were tired, but not desperate, just quietly hopeful. "I'm sorry to bother you," she said, "but a broken bar. Could I have your leftovers, please?" John blinked. He looked down at the half-eaten sandwich and salad in the takeout bag he was holding. He'd barely noticed her standing near the restaurant door. Most people wouldn't have. He handed the bag over almost without thinking. But something made him pause. Maybe it was the way she whispered "thank you, sir," with a sincerity that didn't match the smallness of what he'd given her. Maybe it was the tremble in her hands, or how she didn't eat right away but clutched the bag close, like it was something precious. He watched as she turned to walk away into the dimly lit side street, and then he did something he had never done before. He followed her, not out of suspicion, but out of a strange, sudden concern. He couldn't explain it even to himself. He just needed to know where she was going. She walked for nearly 20 minutes, past the glittering shops and busy roads, until the city's shine began to fade. Then she turned into a narrow alleyway between two old brick buildings. There, under a broken streetlight, a small makeshift shelter stood, made of cardboard, plastic, and worn blankets. And beside it, 3 small children huddled together, trying to stay warm. John stopped cold. The woman knelt beside them, gently opening the takeout bag. "Here, loves," she said softly. "We've got dinner tonight." The children's faces lit up, their eyes so bright despite their exhaustion focused on the sandwich like it was a feast. They divided it carefully among themselves. The woman didn't eat. She just watched them with quiet satisfaction. John's heart clenched. He had expected a story of loneliness, maybe even addiction, but instead, he saw sacrifice. He saw a mother giving her last bit of hope to her children. He stepped forward, his throat tight. "Ma'am," he said, his voice unsteady, "I didn't mean to follow you, but a broken bar, please. Let me help." The woman's eyes widened in fear at first, then softened. "You've already done enough," she murmured. "We're fine." But they weren't fine. The youngest boy had no shoes, the eldest was coughing heavily, and the woman herself looked like she hadn't eaten in days. John couldn't walk away. That night, he booked them into a nearby motel using his own card. He bought warm meals, clothes, and medicine. He stayed until the children were asleep and promised to return in the morning. And he did. Over the next few weeks, John worked tirelessly to find out what had happened. Her name was Maria Lopez, once a nurse who had lost her job and home after a series of medical bills and tragedy. Her husband had passed away, and she'd been too proud to beg for help. The system had failed her, but her love for her children never wavered. John used his connections to get Maria a position at a local clinic. He helped enroll the kids in school. But he didn't stop there. The experience shook him deeply and made him question how many others like Maria were walking unseen through the city's streets. Within months, John launched a foundation called Second Chances Chicago, aimed at helping homeless families get housing, employment, and education. The first person he hired to help run it, Maria Lopez. Their story spread like wildfire on social media. News outlets picked it up. Donations poured in. What started as a single act of compassion became a movement that changed thousands of lives. But for John, it wasn't about publicity. He often said, "That night, I didn't save anyone. I was the one who got saved." Years later, when asked about the turning point of his life, he always told the same story about the woman who asked for leftovers and gave him back his humanity. Because sometimes, it only takes a moment of kindness to uncover the miracles waiting just beyond the corner of indifference. And it all began with the simple question from a hungry mother, "Sir, may I have your leftovers?"